This is back with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and I'm going to demonstrate a trade for you today. You can see we placed our order one tick below this red bearish bar, and I'll explain to you real quickly why we took this trade. There's a line of resistance across here that has turned prices multiple times. We turned right there once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6, 7, 8, 9 times, 10 times, and 11 times. So prices have turned there multiple times. And when it does get above it, you can see it acted as support. 1, 2, 3. But since about this time right in here, it's all been resistance all this time, all the way across here around 12.14. And look, we had a little triple bottom here, and prices broke above it and immediately failed and turned down. So that's why I'm looking at a short here. We do have 2 overlapping bars here, but this is so bearish I felt it was pretty safe to go short under it. You could have waited to see if you got a better setup, and you actually did get a little trap here after I was already in the trade, but I like the setup enough to go ahead and take this first entry right here because there was a failed second entry long and there was a failed breakout. And also on range days, what happens is usually you can fade every new swing high, and you can fade every new swing low. And when I say fade, you can sell every new swing high, and you can usually buy every swing low if all you're trying to do is scalp out. And that's what I'm going to do on this trade. I'm just going to scalp out. I end up deciding that I like the trade so much after the trap that I decide I want to try to do a scalp and run and see if I can get a little more, but it won't let me change the trade. And so I end up just going for 2 points instead of doing a scalp and run, and you'll see we easily get the 2 points. But let me get the trade to go in here. You watch it play out, and we'll go from there. But you can see I've got my stop in. It's 1 tick below this red bearish bar, and you can see the resistance across here. I adjusted the bar a little bit, and we do get stopped in the trade. Just waiting for the trade to trigger. And there it is. The prices ticked down and triggered the trade. So we're short now. And I want my stop to be 1 tick above the bar that we entered on, or the setup bar, which is actually, there it is. I moved it 1 tick higher. That would be this bar right here. And you'll see that it does end up forming a long trap here, and when it does, and once that long trap sets up, then of course I like the trade even better then, because I figure we're going to get another nice leg down, and so you'll see how I manage this trade as we go along. And actually, at first I try to make it a scalp and run, but that doesn't work out for me, so I just go ahead and move the trade down. But I was pretty confident right there that there was a trap, because see how that price is ticked up 1 tick higher there, and they didn't take off. So that meant that when they start trying to reverse, if we break lower here, that's a great sign. And then I feel really confident we're going to at least test this low, but we're probably going to come down and try to test this low. And so I decided to go for 2 points. Ideally, I would have liked to scalped out on 2 points and then maybe had my runner all the way down here at this low, or maybe even at the low of the day. But you see, I'm trying to change it here. It won't let me change it. You just can't change the strategy once you've entered that way. So I do go ahead and move it before it's over. So I'm sitting there contemplating how I'm going to handle this. And again, the reason we entered this trade was a strong resistance area across here that has been turning prices, and we had the 1 tick higher than this triple top, and then prices turned down. And now, on top of that, we've got a trap, because prices bounced off the CMA and tried to go higher and was looking very bullish. And again, that's why I tell you, don't try to sneak in a trade early. Wait till the bar completes, because this is what will happen to you. You'll get trapped, just like these people got trapped right here. So we're just looking for this trade to follow through. And this is Again, we're only going to try to scalp out because, I mean, you never know when you're going to get a sell-off like this big sell-off over here. But the odds of catching one of those is probably a lot slimmer than me getting 2 points. So instead of being greedy and hoping we catch another leg down or hoping we make the low, I'm just going to take my 2 points. And you'll see this trade probably lasts, in its entirety, maybe 5 minutes here, maybe 6 minutes. I don't even think it lasted that long because once we get below this bar right here, we start hitting the stops, and you'll see it drop down really, really fast once we get below there because that's when we start hitting the stops. And that's the whole idea behind traps. Even though I didn't originally enter this as a trap, this is still a trap, and that's the whole idea behind them is that we use the momentum of the other trader stops, and here we go. And this thing just takes on off here shortly. But that's the whole idea behind traps is that we use the momentum of the trap traders, and now we're moving. You can see it moving pretty good right there. They try to reverse it once it ticks one tick below this, but they can't muster it up, and then drops on down and makes this next leg down. And I believe this trade ends up bouncing down here, but I can't remember exactly. But you can see it's moving in our favor. You could tighten your stop right here. I don't do that, but I'll point it out. You could tighten your stop to right above here just in case. And you could have actually tightened your stop to one tick of profit in case you're afraid it's going to bounce off that little double bottom with that one tick lower. But we've got the momentum on our side. We've got trap traders. And so I felt pretty confident we'd get 2 points. Probably could have got 3 points out of this thing, maybe even more. And there it goes. We're hitting some stops here now again. More of the people are giving up. The longs are giving up. There we are. And we're out. But that was a nice, easy trade that lasted all of about 5 minutes. And I've switched back over here to my live chart now. It's right at 3:15, so the market's closing. But you can see what happened here. Where did we enter? We entered right here. And you can see we sold on off, came down here, and we ended up making a double bottom off that low, bouncing. And then we came on down and made a new low, and then prices rallied up out of there. But look where they stalled again, right up here at the next resistance area. And they're kind of bouncing between this resistance area and this resistance area now. So these things come into play on both sides over and over. And but going back to our original trade, you can see what happened. We got an easy 2 points out of that. Probably we could have actually gotten 3-4 points out of that if we wanted to. But why risk it, especially once you got into all this? We got out with plenty of momentum still on our side, and by not being greedy, we got it quick and easy 2 points. And if you wanted to go for 3, there was a good chance we were coming to test this bottom. But if you'd have waited, if you'd have really gotten greedy and tried to get out down here at this bottom, look what would have happened to you. Look at that huge move. And it's hard to sit there and watch prices bounce like that hard and that fast without exiting. You probably exit right up here, and then the trade goes back exactly where you think, and this, what you thought was a winner, turns into a loser. So this is why I scalp out, especially on range days. Let me show you something here. Every swing, new swing low. Here's a new swing low. Look at the rally. Then we got a new swing high here that's higher than that one, and then prices sold off. We got a new swing low here, lower than that one, and then prices rallied. But really, the ideal way is to wait till you get to the highs and the lows. The best buys and sales are the high. The best sales are up here at the high, and the best buys are down here at the low. Because if you buy in the middle, like right in here, you might get trapped like you did right there. And all it did was go lower and trapped you. Anybody got long there got trapped out when prices turned down. And everybody got short right there got trapped in. And look what happened. That's why prices, you see this happen. You go, well, why did prices explode up right there? Well, what happened was everybody got short right in here. You got a bunch of people got short right there. And then when they saw prices turn higher and then turn back down here, they thinking, yeah, now I know we're going lower. And they add on and more people jump in, and then suddenly prices reverse, and they all realize they got duped. We made a higher low now, and they start running for the door, and the whole time it's moving up, the traders that got trapped out right here that went long, that were just a little bit early, they start jumping back in, and look at the momentum, boom. But look where it stops and fading. And so that's how you want to do it. And I'm going to wrap this up. Hopefully you learned something again today. Hopefully you understood why we took that trade right there. And again, why we scalped out a couple of points. You can see prices. We could have got up to 4 points out of that trade. And even if you just got out over the first bar, you still would have ended up with about probably 2 points, about what I got out of it. So, but 2 points is a nice move on 2 contracts. Again, that's $200. And if you'd have added on with the trap, you could have had 4 contracts, or you might even want to double up there. You might, if you're a big trader and your account can handle the leverage, maybe you add 4 contracts there and you jump out at without allowing it to mess with you mentally and mess with your trading. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. This is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and this is our chart lesson for Thursday, and hopefully you learned something, and we'll see you next time.